Hello and welcome to another Posted in the Past video. Today I'm going to talk about postcards in a slightly different way to what I normally would do. Although the postcards I will be talking about do feature in my first book. Now, this postcard is of the almshouses at Selworthy on Exmoor, and I know Selworthy relatively well, which is one of the reasons I chose the card. But unfortunately, because of the handwriting and because I was unable to find the recipient in the Scottish census returns, I wasn't able to actually trace who received the card, which was a shame. I was reluctant to discard the card because I had quite a lot of affection for it. So, with the help of a local resident on Selworthy, which is now owned by the National Trust, I was able to identify who the lady was standing in front of the cottage. And you can see her wearing the white apron. Now, she is Mrs. Mary Eames, and she lived at Selworthy with her husband. He'd had an accident and was unable to work, so the couple were reliant on charity. So this is why they were in the almshouses. But the interesting thing about this card, from the viewpoint of what I wanted to discuss today, is that Mary was actually dead for many, many years before this postcard was sent. So the card was in circulation for a long time. In fact, it's still in circulation. The publisher republishes it regularly, and you can buy it from them and in shops. But of course, there are some unscrupulous people who will make a copy of these views and they will sell them online normally as mint because they haven't been used, and they will add a new back obviously to the card so that it looks like a mint condition card, but it's not. It's a reproduction and it's a forgery, and it's reproduced without permission from the publisher. So it's something to bear in mind when you're looking for postcard views. Have a look to see if the postcard has been used. And I know some people don't want used postcards, but I think that they do have a certain charm to them. You know, you have the handwriting, you have the message, and you have the cancellation mark, which tells you when the card was posted. Of course, not all postcards have been posted, and this other postcard, which is from the first book, is a good example. Now, it's a lovely birthday card, and it actually came from a junk shop in Devon, and I asked the guy if he had any old postcards, and they were down in the basement. And as I went down the steps, oh my goodness, it was such a musty, damp smell, and actually you could feel the damp. And the postcards were in old shoe boxes, and the boxes felt damp. And so I'm amazed that this card is in such good condition. I know it's a glossy one and it's shining, but I think that demonstrates actually how good the condition is, because very often the glossy ones will have cracked, and there's no cracking on this card. So it wasn't posted, but it was used, and it was sent from a husband to his wife to celebrate her birthday. But you can see that he's written the address where he was when he wrote the card, and you can see that he's written the address where the wife is, and they're at the same address. So it's a very formal way of sending your wife or giving your wife a postcard, but it's quite sweet, I think, and she obviously treasured it because it survived 100 years almost, and like I say, it's in excellent condition. Now, although he did actually write on the card the year, even without that information, I was able to pretty much date roughly when the card would have been used, because they weren't at this address for too long. So within a parameter of a few years, I was able to find out exactly when it would have been likely to have been given to her. And of course, having the date and the year that the card was sent, and able to trace the couple in other records, including actually the 1939 register, which has the full date of birth of people, not just the year that they were born in. So that was very useful. So it was a nice way to actually date the postcard. So these are things to bear in mind when you're buying postcards. Mint is lovely, but it could mean that you're actually looking at a forgery. And when you actually hold one of these cards, and I think I actually have one, which is a local view that came up online, and I thought, oh, that's nice. This is years and years ago, before I got involved in researching postcards for any projects, any books or articles, and it's only now when I look at it I can see actually that it's a forgery, and I regret buying it. But at that time I didn't know about these things. I was probably quite naive and innocent about these things. But it is something to bear in mind when you're looking online to buy postcards, and try and investigate a little bit more. And sometimes you'll see a card and they show the reverse uh, online as well. And if it's slightly discoloured, I think that's actually good. And it does show you that the card does have some age to it, because the forgeries that are mint look brand spanking new. And yes, I know this one does, but there's a difference to them. And actually, it's one of the differences is in the weight of the actual card. And when you compare them, you can see and you can feel that there is a difference to them. Anyway, I hope that's helped you when you actually look for postcards, and try and go for the used ones if you can, so that it helps you. But bear in mind that the postcard could well have been in circulation for a long time before it was used. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook, as posted in the past. I share a postcard every day, and I also have more videos that I'm making about both of my books. Thank you.